Your dog licking you doesn't always mean love. In fact, most owners completely misunderstand this behavior. That small, harmless lick can be a sign of stress, insecurity, or an unmet emotional need. And when those signals are ignored, the consequences don't show up right away. They build quietly. Today, we're breaking down the real reasons dogs lick their owners and what they're actually trying to tell you. If you want a deeper, healthier connection with your dog, this is something you need to understand. And before we begin, subscribe to the channel, because understanding your dog changes everything. What reason number 5 reveals shows when licking is really about insecurity. Let's begin by understanding what most people overlook. Number 1, licking is your dog's first emotional language. Licking is not something dogs learn later as affection. It is one of the very first emotional behaviors they develop as puppies. Before dogs understand words, rules, or tone, they learn that licking creates connection. Newborn puppies lick their mother to seek warmth, comfort, and reassurance. This action helps them survive, not just bond. As dogs grow, that same behavior stays rooted in their nervous system. When they lick you, they are not thinking about love the way humans do. They are using an instinct that once meant safety and care. This is why licking feels automatic and natural to them. It is emotional memory, not a conscious choice. And that early language never fully disappears. Number 2, your dog is checking your emotional state. Have you noticed your dog licks you more when you feel tired, sad, or tense? This is not a coincidence, even if you say nothing out loud. Dogs are extremely sensitive to changes in the human body. Stress and emotions slightly alter your scent, posture, and breathing. Your dog can detect these changes long before you realize them yourself. Licking becomes a way to gather information and respond. It is similar to how dogs check in with each other through body language. When your dog licks you during emotional moments, they are reading the situation. They are asking, "Are you okay right now?" And that question often comes without sound or movement. Number 3, licking releases calm for them and for you. If you understand this behavior, you can change how both you and your dog feel in those moments. Licking helps dogs calm their own nervous system through repetition and rhythm. The action lowers internal tension and creates emotional balance. At the same time, slow and gentle licking can also ground humans emotionally. Physical contact sends safety signals to the brain even when we do not notice it. This creates a shared calming loop between dog and owner. Neither side is trying to fix anything. The calm simply spreads through contact. That is why licking often happens during quiet moments, not excitement. It is regulation, not stimulation. And that shared calm is the real message being sent. Number 4, sometimes licking is learned, not affection. Many people believe licking always means love, but that is not always true. In some homes, licking becomes a learned shortcut, not an emotional gesture. Dogs are excellent at noticing patterns in human behavior. If licking leads to petting, soothing words, or attention, the brain connects action to reward. Over time, the dog may lick more often, even without emotional need. This does not mean the dog is manipulative or needy. It simply means the behavior worked before. The original emotional meaning slowly fades, replaced by expectation. The licking continues because the outcome feels familiar and safe, and habits like this grow quietly over time. Number 5, licking can be a sign of insecurity or uncertainty. Have you ever noticed your dog licking more in crowded places or unfamiliar situations? This behavior often appears when a dog feels unsure or overstimulated. Licking can act as a calming signal, both for themselves and for others. It helps reduce internal stress when the environment feels unpredictable. Some dogs lick to avoid conflict or soften social tension. Others use it to ground themselves when emotions feel overwhelming. The licking is not asking for attention in those moments. It is a quiet attempt to feel stable again. Understanding this context changes how the behavior should be interpreted. It becomes a signal, not a problem. Number 6, your reaction shapes this behavior over time. What you do after your dog licks you quietly teaches them what comes next. Dogs do not analyze intentions, they remember outcomes. Calm acknowledgement, tension, or strong affection all send different signals. If licking always leads to emotional intensity, the behavior grows stronger. If it is met with confusion or inconsistency, uncertainty increases. Over time, your reaction becomes part of the communication loop. The dog adjusts without words or explanations. This is how behaviors evolve naturally inside a relationship. Nothing dramatic happens in one moment. Small responses repeated over days slowly shape what licking means to your dog. Number 7. When licking becomes a message you should not ignore. Excessive licking is not always harmless or affectionate. When licking becomes constant, intense, or hard to interrupt, it often reflects emotional imbalance. Anxiety, unmet needs, or dependency can hide behind repetitive behaviors. The licking itself is not the issue. It is what the dog is trying to regulate internally. Ignoring the message can cause stress to build quietly. Dogs rarely show emotional overload in obvious ways. They communicate through patterns instead. When licking shifts from gentle contact to urgency, it is asking for awareness, not punishment. And noticing that shift is the first step toward understanding what your dog truly needs. Now you know, when a dog licks you, it's rarely random, and it's not always about love. Those small moments are part of how your dog communicates comfort, stress, and emotional needs. If this video changed how you see your dog's behavior, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to avoid missing the signals your dog sends every day, watch our next video. When a dog licks you, it's not always about love, because understanding your dog doesn't start with commands. It starts with awareness.